Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID-19. Students, in this module, we are going to start a new chapter of your class 10th, that is chapter 3, Water Resources. So let us begin, students. Where is Earth's water? First of all, we try to understand that whatever water is there on this earth, where is that existing? You already know that three-fourths of Earth's surface is covered with water, but only a small proportion of it accounts for fresh water that is put to use or that can be put to use. If in this bar graph you see the total global water is there, and of that total global water, which is three-fourths, 96.5, around 97% you can say, it is found in sea and ocean, and rest whatever water is available, out of that 0.9% is found as saline water in the form of different lakes and ponds, and after this only 2.5% is found as fresh water, and that too 2.5% again can be divided in these different categories. One, that is 68.7%, around 70% you can say, is found in the form of glaciers, ice caps over the different peaks and mountains and the polar areas. Groundwater is accounts about 30%, 30.1%, and that is also usually as a fresh water, but directly we cannot get it. We need to bore inside the ground. Surface and other freshwater resources are only 12%, and of these 12% again is seen surface water as a ground ice and permafrost that is found in the form of snow you can say, which is 69%, and rest 20%, 20.5, 20.9% is there as lakes. Again here different categories are there. Swamps is there, soil moisture is there, atmosphere is accounting about 30%. So this way water is distributed over the different areas on this earth. So this fresh water is mainly obtained from surface runoff and groundwater that is continually being renewed and recharged through the hydrological cycle. You have studied in your different classes this hydrological cycle, and according to that hydrological cycle, water is recycled. All water moves within the hydrological cycle, ensuring that water is renewable resource. You might wonder that if three-fourths of the world is covered with water, water is a renewable resource, and then how is it that countries and regions around the globe suffer from water scarcity? As we know that three-fourths of the earth's surface covered by water, and then also we have water scarcity in different countries and areas of the world. So this is very surprising. Why is it predicted that by 2025, nearly 2 billion people will live in absolute water scarcity. Absolute water scarcity is they will not get water in pure form that can be drunk. Water scarcity and the need for water conservation and management. Why we need this? Given the abundance and renewability of water, it is difficult to imagine that we may suffer from water scarcity. As from your lower classes childhood you have been taught that three-fourths of the earth is covered with water. So in our mind this thing is striking that if such things are there, that three-fourths of the water available on this means the surface is covered by water, then how can we face the problem of water scarcity? The moment we speak the water shortage, we immediately associate with regions having low rainfall. So of course wherever the rainfall will be low, there is possibility to face problem of water scarcity or those that are drought prone. So often we think about this only whenever we think about the water scarcity, but we intentionally visualize the desert of Rajasthan and women balancing many matkas used for collecting and storing water, traveling long distances to get water. So of course we have seen these pictures in different part of our country, especially in Rajasthan. And it is true that the availability of water resource varies over space and time. With the passage of time, of course, there will be change in the water availability and the place to place also water availability is changing because the aquifer that soil layers and precipitation, the surface runoff, seepage of water, all these things matter. But water scarcity is in most cases is caused by over exploitation. If we think naturally, most probably water is available in different areas adequately. But because of this over exploitation of the water resource, excessive use and unequal access of water among different social groups cause water scarcity. Where is then water scarcity likely to occur? So usually where water scarcity occur. As you have read in the hydrological cycle that fresh water can be obtained directly from precipitation, means we can collect rainwater also to solve this problem of water scarcity. Surface runoff. You know the student surface runoff is that water which is running according to the slope of the ground and the groundwater. So these things are main reason behind water availability over land part, and that is also in the form of pure water. Precipitation, surface runoff and groundwater. Precipitation is seen in the form of rainfall. Surface runoff is just about the rainwater moving on ground, and that cause as slower surface runoff will be there. That much time the water will get to seep into the ground to recharge this groundwater. So that way these three things are important for water availability. Is it possible that an area or region may have ample water resource but is still facing water scarcity? Of course there are. For example, Many of our cities are such examples. Thus, water scarcity may be an outcome of large growing population and consequent greater demand for water and unequal access to it. Many of the cities nowadays in the plain areas, where we know that plain areas are having a thick layer of soil, and that thick layer of soil can have a very huge quantity of water storage in underground, but that also due to the excess use going down, and slowly the underground water level is going down. And even I also have experienced at my home that about 10 years before, where the same hand pump was giving the adequate water, but nowadays what I see that in the summer season the same hand pump is not able to give water because of going the underground water level down. Many of the houses, the electric motors are also not able to drain out water just because of going down the underground water table. So this is my real experience also, which I tell you. In my cities, that is Gorakhpur. A large population require more water not only for domestic use but also to produce more food. As we know that we require food to survive. So as population will increase, the need of food also will increase, and we have to invest, we have to use this water for production of food also. And then there will be more use of water due to increasing population. Hence, to facilitate higher food grain production, water resources are being overexploited to expand irrigated area for dry agriculture, dry season agriculture. As you know, students, with the help of irrigation facility, we can grow more than one crop on the same field, by which we can increase the production and we can feed the population. And that way, there will be, of course, use of irrigation method where we drain out the underground water, take out the underground water for irrigation, and that is causing excess use of water for irrigation. And we have that improper method of irrigation also. You can see in this picture how the whole field is filled with the water, and that is a wastage of water. Irrigated agriculture is the largest consumer of water. Now, it is needed to revolutionize the agriculture through developing drought resistant crop and dry farming technique. As we are slowly day by day facing the water scarcity problem, we need to develop, we need to adopt some strategies, techniques which can help to have dry farming where we need least irrigation. You may have seen in many television advertisements that most farmers have their own tube well in their farm. Irrigation for irrigation to increase their produce. But have you ever wondered what this could result in? As more and more use of the irrigation facility will be there, that much use of underground water will be, and that will cause that It may lead to falling groundwater level, adversely affecting water availability and food security of the people. So this way, it is obvious to face future problems. Post-independent India witnessed intensive industrialization and urbanization, creating vast opportunities for us. Today, large industrial houses are as commonplace as the industrial units of many MNCs. So that way, we are focusing industrialization and urbanization. And because of these, there is faster growth of development, faster increase of different manufacturing activities, production activities, and that need huge quantity of water for different needs. The ever increasing number of industries has made matters worse by exerting pressure on existing freshwater resources. Industries, apart from being heavy users of water, also require power to run them, and that way much of this energy comes from hydroelectric power. As you know, there is a method of producing electricity by running water. So today in India, hydroelectric power contributes approximately 22% of the total electricity produced. So moreover, for this multiplying urban centers with large and dense population, and urban lifestyle have not only added to water and energy requirement but have further aggravated the problem. Means energy requirement, water requirement of course increasing, and more than that is increasing some future problem. The existing problem increased also. If you look into the housing societies and colonies in the cities, you would find that most of these have their own groundwater pumping devices to meet their water needs. If you belongs to urban area, then of course you would be knowing that each and every house is having their own pumping motors, water underground pumping motors. And not surprisingly, we find that fragile water resources are being overexploited and have caused their depletion in several of these cities. And as I told you, my experience of my city, similarly, other cities are also facing. My city is not very big city. Even then, we are facing the problem. Then think about the big cities, metro cities. How would be they people facing the problem? So, for we have focused on quantitative aspects of water scarcity. Now, let us consider another situation where water is sufficiently available to meet the needs of the people, but the area still suffer from water scarcity. Why? This scarcity may be due to the bad quality of water. You can see in these pictures how the industrial effluents, chemical wastes are destructing the water quality. Can anybody, can any animal drink such water? Of course not. Water is there, but not fit for drinking. So lately there has been a growing concern that even if there is ample water to meet the needs of people, much of it may be polluted by domestic and industrial waste. chemical, pesticide and fertilizer used in agriculture, thus making it hazardous for human use. We are creating these problems. And of course, if we are creating these problems, we'll be sufferer also. Nobody is going to face this problem which we are creating. You may have already realized that the need of R is to conserve and manage our water resources to safeguard ourselves from health hazards, to ensure food security, continuation of our livelihoods and productive activities, and also to prevent degradation of our natural ecosystem. So all these we need to change. Overexploitation and mismanagement of water resource will impoverish the resource and cause ecological crisis. If we'll continue this exploitation and mismanagement, of course the problem will increase, arise and will continue and will cause ecological crisis that may have profound impact on our lives. And it will not come, it has come, and we are suffering now, and even then we are not taking care of these wrong practices, and we need to stop now and we follow some measures that can help us to solve these problems. Here one story has been discussed about country Israel and the problem existing in our country. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. After a heavy downpour, a boy collects drinking water in Kolkata. It is an example taken. Life in the city and its adjacent district was paralyzed as incessant incessant overnight rain, meaning a record 180 millimeter means 18 centimeter, flooded vast area and disrupted disrouted traffic means the traffic is now highly disturbed, and you can see this picture in each and every city and urban areas during the rainy season, where everywhere water is seen, but still water scarcity exists in the city. People face the water scarcity problem. Here another story shared. A Kashmir earthquake survivor carries water in the snow in a devastated village. You can see everywhere that snow is there, water is there. You know that snow is another form of water only, but that is not fit for drinking. So she needs to carry water from another place, fetch water from another place. So we have such rainfall condition, and then we are facing the problem. And see another side, that Israel is having rainfall just about 25 centimeter annual, and that country never face problem of water scarcity. And another side discussing that our country 114 centimeter annual rainfall, and we face some of the places face the problem of flood, and the another side the same time some places face drought condition. So in our country, the availability of water is of course there, but the management is very poor, and because of this we face the problem, and the precious water comes on ground and goes from the drainage system, that different drainage system which we have developed, and giving way for faster runoff, surface runoff. As much faster surface runoff will be there, the less time, that least time will be there for water to seep into the ground, which can recharge underground water. And even we don't use that rainwater by collecting. So this way there is a mismanagement in our country, and because of which we are facing water scarcity problem. And that way we are suffering. And another side, Israel is having that 25 centimeter rainfall. That country is desert region. In one newspaper story I heard, the country has created its own sea, artificial sea, by collecting rainwater, and the country is having 24/7 water supply, and that water supply also purified. None of the houses need filters, and they have installed automatic water irrigation facilities for the different trees and plants which they grow, because you know that that is a desert area. If they will supply water to the plants within a very short period of time, that water will evaporate, and there will be loss of water and wastage of water. And that is why they have developed some sensitive tools, sensors, which time to time provide water to the plants, and they also manage water in such a way no drop of water should go without use. Each and every drop of water they try to use, like they use the purified water for drinking, for washing, for flushing, and after washing out, whatever water is coming, that again going to supply to the different plants and trees, and that way no drop of water is wasted. So this way this country has solved the problem of water scarcity, even if having 25 centimeter annual rainfall. You can compare 25 and 114, and how we face water scarcity problem, and as Israel has no water scarcity problem. So this was all about for today's discussion, students. We'll meet in the next module. Till then, bye all of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.